Okay, welcome back. So I just figured that if I turn on the lights, things will be much clearer. Okay. Um, we talked earlier about changing chords in the key of G. So the chord progression G, C, A minor, and D, right? So now let's look at changing chords in D. In fact, every key has its own peculiar way, that you can maneuver around and you can get by without getting caught. That you did not really use the actual chords and all that. So here's my tips and tricks for changing chords in the key of D. Okay, um, first let's look at what are the chords in the D major chord progression. You have D, E minor, F sharp minor, G, A, B, C sharp minor 7, flat 5, and D. Okay, you should check out this theory on like if you it's similar as walking up the scale. D, E, F, G, A. But you're using chords instead. So okay, this is called harmonized scales. Okay, basically a scale that's harmonized. So you get a chord. Now what we're gonna do is this. I'm just gonna show you a regular chord progression that is very common in all songs. You got D, okay, A, B minor, F sharp minor, G, D, E minor, A. Okay, you might want to take a pen and write it down because I just suddenly whacked so much chords. Anyway, the chord progression again is D, A, B minor, F sharp minor, G, D, E minor, and A. In other words, if you use the Nashville, it can be 1, 5, 6, 3, 4, 1. This is 2, and then 5. Okay, so that's the regular chord. It doesn't really sound, again, pleasant, only because it's very harsh. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to change the tone a bit. This is, I don't know if this is an industry secret anyway. So here's what I'm going to do. If you try to recall the previous video on changing chords, right, like G, I told you that don't play the third, don't play the B. It sounds very ish, like even the C. I usually take it out. Now you have a listen, with the third, without the third, without the third. This is with, without, with, without, with, without. It's the same as playing G like this or G like this. Oh, I just cannot tahan this. So the third itself has a very distinct quality. It has, like, how would I say? It just pronounces it. It just accents it. It makes it more. Just makes it come out a bit more. And the third is important because the third determines if the chord is a major or minor. For example, the 1, 2, 3. If I go flatted third, okay, that's a minor chord. So to make it sound open and all that, I tend to take it out. So this is my version. I'm gonna play the progression. This is the progression that we want to play. I'm just going to show you the chords I'm going to use, okay? Substituting it. So the D, instead of a regular D, I'm going to take away the F sharp. You hear that? Sounds so much different then. How do I do that? Just take away this one. Excuse the finger, but just take out that one. That finger, the middle finger, and then what you have is the open E. Okay, so your D looks like a very crippled kind of D without this one. Like it's just 2 fingers. And my A, instead of playing I'm gonna play cheat a bit. I'm gonna just move this finger from the A note to the E note. You hear that? Ooh, sweet and nice. 2 fingers only. So first chord, okay. Second chord. Now the third chord, the B minor. How do we resolve the B minor? Now this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to move this finger, the index. It went from A to E. Now it's going to go to B. And this finger replaces the original A note. So if I were to call out the chord, B, this is open D, this is A, this is D, and this is E. Can you hear that? Let me just play the regular version versus the enhanced version. Just these three chords, okay? I'm going to play my version. Can you hear that? I'm using the same concept of the common tone, and in this case the common tone is the E, okay, which is if you look at the scale itself, it is actually the ninth of your D. Oh, what the heck is this? So if D is 1, right, you got the major scale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's called D2 or D9. It's the same. It's a very nice soft quality. I mean, it's like having this kind of chords, E minor 9. Right? It's a very open and nice sound. So let's go on. So I got a D, I got an A, which is so easy to change the chord, you know, and the B minor. I hope you can see this, and G. Now this G is very interesting. I just fret the G without your little G here. Oh, take it up, you know, keep the open E. So you get a very nice open sound. Okay. So far so good. Again, like I say, you can always stop the video. The good thing about video, you can stop it, pause it, you know, make me look awkward or whatever. But at the same time, you can hear and see how to do it. Now, if you can't get the chords, just stop playback, and then, you know, if you can't see it, you can at least try to figure it out, at least, okay? So I'll show you the chords again. D2, like this. Then this pinky move over, and then your thumb, look at my thumb, goes to the bass. Okay? And then the first chord, right? You remember the first chord, right? So just imagine B minor now with the first chord, but added with an added B here. Okay? And then everything stays there. All you need to do is just move this middle finger down to the G. Okay? Everything's sun sun one. So you can just practice this. Again, how do we change the chords? We change the chord in principle because we're very familiar with what goes on here. And then what we do is we only change on the one downbeat. I can use a pick, you know, and do the same thing. Just 4 chords, really nice. Now, of course, I went further. It wasn't supposed to go to G. It was supposed to go to D, A, B minor, F minor, G, D, E, A. So we learned a few chords. Now, how do we? Now, let's look at the revised version. How do we get to F sharp minor? Okay, D, A. Okay, you got B minor. Now this is very simple. Very, very simple. You won't believe it. All I need to do, you see, the workhorse is your index. I'm just going to go to F sharp. Gao tim. and can you hear that? It's just so nice, you know, as opposed to playing. This is nice. This is really nice. So I'll just go from the top again. To the D. Now, for my most favorite chord, the E minor. Again, your index finger, the workhorse. Let's go to the B and strum from the E down, and then go to here. It's back to A. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that sweet? So let's try this, okay? If you need to capture the chords again, what I suggest, stop the video and try to listen to it. If not, I'll just show you one more time here, okay? I'll just play the standard chords, and after that I'm going to play the revised chords, okay? So it's about repetition. Just keep repeating until you get the idea. And then after that we'll go into strumming and see how we can make full use of it with plucking this time around. Okay, so regular chord. Okay. I added some hammer-ons, pull-offs. Now these are things that you can practice. So I'm just going to zoom in a bit. So what was going on when I played the D? I hope you can see this. Yeah, my fingers are getting in the way. But in short, what's happening is that I'm hitting the string first, and then I will press it. So hit first, press later. Hit first, press later. And I can even pull away the string. See? Now how do you practice this? What you can do is you can just try one note. Now how do you get that sound? I'm actually pulling down, not up. Okay? This is just lifting away. I'm not lifting away. I'm actually going down. So in other words, I'm kind of like plucking the string with my left hand. Sounds like a bee, or like a fly. Now that's the what we call a hammer-on and pull-off. This technique is called legato. L-E-G-A-T-O. Legato means that I'm using a series of hammer-ons and pull-off to achieve a sound. Okay. Now these are individual exercises where you need to do but I will show it in another video because who likes to exercise? Super boring, but you can tell that once you get that in your playing, you can incorporate it in your playing, it will sound really different. Okay, so let's go to the strumming, changing chords. Okay, now the D is like this, so this is one way to strum. Now, of course, you can play ska punk. You can play 6/8 also. So 6/8 means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. Now I know this is okay. All those exercises are a bit fast, but I'm just gonna kind of like break it down even more to tell you how to achieve changing chords with bar chords right now. Okay, so we talked about open string. I show you this technique or tip. You can play the D. Okay, it's very fun because there's so many options. When you press so little things, you got a lot of free fingers, to do stuff. So now we're gonna talk about bar chords. It's a bit harder. Sometimes you need to do it. All right. Okay, when we play bar chords, right, there's a few things to take note. First of all, what I'm trying to do is I'm always trying to look for economy of motion, which means that if I press a chord like this, which is a regular D chord, you got a D here, and then you got the 1, 2, 3. Okay, this is a regular D chord that you see in chord books. I mean, it's so clumsy, clunky, if you ask me. I don't even know why they do it. Maybe it's copyright free, they just cut and paste and then they sell it to you, repackage it. But I find that it's easier, instead of playing the full D chord, right, to just play the D2, which is nothing more than just 2 notes. Can you hear that? It's the same. Okay? I got an E, but now I gotta add that 5th only because I'm barring it. Okay? It's like A2 lah. Okay? I'm moving up. B flat 2, C2, and D2. Okay? Now, the good thing about playing a D2 is that I can move this ring finger across and I get this fabulous chord known as the A sus. Can you see that? I'm just gonna show you this 2. Okay, if I were to move my finger here, get an A sus. Of course I prefer to use my pinky lah, because I want to build strength in it. Okay? When I do this, I can go to the A7. This is an A. Okay? Now just think about the same progression. D, A, B minor, F sharp minor, G, D, E minor, A, D. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is that even the bar chord has ways to get around it without you, I mean, that's really hard to press if you ask me. It even takes effort for me. So how do we kind of cheat our way around it? We change the chords. So D2, and this is A sus. Okay, except it's down here. And my common tone is the A string now. Can you hear that? So you can just practice like this. Okay. And it's important, how you get this kind of tone is that you need to strike accurately. Your pick has to start striking at the point where the chord is supposed to be playing. So if this is a D, right, you need to strike at D. You can't strike. Oh, you can't strike everything, but it's better to strike at where the chord is. A sus. Just using quarter notes, okay. A, and this is B minor. Okay, instead of playing the full B minor, it's like a like an E minor chord. I lift up this one, and this is F sharp minor is same as your B minor chord, except that I always take away the the eighth, so that I get a B minor 7 sound. Okay, so let's pause here for a while. I know by now your brain is bleeding, its blood is oozing out from your eyes and your nose and your ears. But at this point, what is important is this: for the bar chord, right? There's no difference from changing if you're using an open chord, except now it takes more effort, and the effort is really on the left hand, where you need to build strength. Okay, and you see my fingers are they're really sore. But I'm gonna show you afterwards, a clip on how to build strength on your left hand and right hand, as well as some coordination exercises. Okay, so bear with me for a while. Now, the key to playing bar chord and sustaining, your playing is to be able to hold it properly. The guitar is now seated in a very comfortable position for me, and what I'm doing is that when I bar, the guitar, you can see that my thumb is supporting behind, and my wrist, if I were to look down at it, I hope I can see you. It's kind of like perpendicular. I'm going to show you. Okay, it's kind of like this. Okay, not bending too much. Not what it's almost like straight. My hands are straight. Okay, and my hands are curled up. Okay, it's never like this. It's never like this. Because if I were to do that, I'll be in big trouble. Okay, so playing chords will be the same. Just go with quarter notes. And it's okay to kind of like pause and to change. What I did was to slide it up. And sometimes I use this finger to reinforce when it gets really tiring. And okay. So at home, how I practice is very simple. I just take the guitar, and what I want to do is I want to practice accuracy, in fretting. I just hold one note. Okay. And I make sure that I don't get this kind of sound. All the notes are clear. Okay. 2, 3, while keeping the rhythm. That's no good. It's better. 3, 4, and 2, 3, 4, and 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then I progress. Same thing. That's why exercises are pretty. I won't say it's mundane. You try to make something out from it. So. This is a technique that I use when I strum. I let go. Can you see that I'm muting it? I'm kind of like lifting it up. There you go. I just lift it up. And the key thing is to be able to coordinate when to release it. Okay, that's a staccato move. So so that's open chord, just changing chords in the key of D. You realize that if I were to summarize again what we've done, there's no difference from the first exercise that I talked about when I change chords. Is that I need to keep my rhythm, change on the 1, okay, or change whenever the bar asks you to do so. For example, if it's a 6/8 song, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It can be a 5/4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Okay, as long as you know that you're reaching the end of the bar, you have to change. You change. That's the whole point of exercise, where you sit down and then you try it. Now, of course, there's more to unpack, so I'll do it in the next video. Ciao.